What's up, chat? We're here. Stevensam's
Hello.
Distilling Hour.
Okay, so just want to start off by explaining a little bit of distilling. So you got three colors of pieces, well, four if you count spice. You'll see these little connectors between the pieces. This is how the pieces can move against each other. It's very simple. The yellow pieces move up compared to white, the black pieces move down compared to white, and the black pieces move up compared to brown. And the trick is to move as many of these dark colored pieces to the right to start. And then once you've done that as much as you possibly can, then you start sending all of the white to the right as much as you can. The objective is to get the largest single chain of crystal clears to end the puzzle. I may be a little absent of checking the chat as I go because sometimes I kind of get focused in on the game. So if you want to read to me what's
I
your
absolutely
questions are
will.
asked or whatever.
And we'll start with some. We'll start with some wheel spins. We've got four to do. Or no, maybe three. We've got three to do here. Here we go. Smitey Grouse, you are getting 100k. Yep. So just message me in game, please. Your gal is next. A prize box for your gal. You could reach out to Fable for that. And Devi Baby. Devi Baby, this one's for you. Devi Baby also wins 100k. Nice. So if y'all can send me Smitey Grouse, Devi Baby, send me a tell. I'll hit you up.
A little bit of more advanced as the game gets to this stage, what you really want to be focusing on having the brown pieces on the bottom right, the black pieces in the top right. It's good to have a black piece in the top left and a brown piece in the bottom left so that when new rows come in, you can kind of manipulate to catch the pieces that are stuck on the top. Orange pieces, the spice, they cannot be moved. They give you extra points when you send them up, and they decrease your score when you send them down. More often than not, they just serve as an obstacle to make it very difficult to sometimes finish getting your rows set up.
Thank you
This
so
time it looks like they're
much.
not going to get in the
St. Jude
way, which
kids
is
are
good.
lucky to have you.
Arabiata. $200 donation from Arabiata.
Oh,
You can let me know what you want me to add to this amazing sandwich. And you are also getting a Miles dance. Or a treat, depending on how he's feeling.
okay. Now is as good a time as any to things over. Okay. So now this is where the focus changes, pushing every white to the right. As you can see, I've got a basically full 9 rows of white so far if you count the spice here. The objective is to get to at least 12 crystal clear rows before the puzzle ends. In the old days of distilling, the game would end as soon as you sent 12 rows up, no matter what. Now, if you continue going beyond 12 all at once, it'll continue going until you can't send a new row up. Also, in the old days, there was no spice, it was just the 3 different colors, which made the game a little bit more bland and not as exciting and random. Piece distribution is basically even. You've got a 1 in 3 chance of having a spice in a row. That's about the percentage it works out to be. This one, it looks like I'm going to get at least a 13 unless I get some really bad luck here at the end. Oh no, bad luck at the end. Okay, so it's just a crystal clear 12. That is the star of the show. Something I didn't mention when I started this puzzle, you can dismiss the puzzle right at the very beginning before you start moving any pieces if you don't like the look of the board. In general, you want to try to not start a puzzle with a bunch of spice already on the board because it's just going to burn and that's going to decrease the score. In a perfect world, you don't want to start a puzzle unless it's got no spice on the board, but I usually will just start if it has just like 1 or 0 because I don't like to wait a super long time to play. The tip I always give to people who want to kind of learn how to play distilling and get better at it is you really just want to practice knowing how the pieces move against each other. As soon as you can move the pieces without even thinking about, okay, does this move like this? Once you can just do it where you're just going as fast as you move your mouse, that's when you really start to turn the corner and be able to get crystal clear 6, 7, 8, start getting better. At a certain point, it'll just become second nature. When you're Yeah. Or if you want to be a very mad lad, you can play with the keyboard. I would love to see somebody be able to play this game very fast with the keyboard because that would be amazing. Because with the keyboard, it's okay, I push this key and it's going to move these two pieces. And then that's one key press. And then you have to move with the arrows to move what piece you're going to select, like that. Very, very meticulous. With a steering wheel, yes. Or with a Dance Dance Revolution mat. The kind of rule of thumb I take once you get to this level of playing is I like to get. Ooh, this is gonna be a close one. Oh, that was bad. Okay. Okay, so this is basically the perfect setup. Even if the next row is all brown and black, I don't have enough time to move them all. This is good. This is 9 full rows plus 4 good pieces, so that's a very, very good chance of getting a high score here. I've kept track of my last 2,400 puzzles, so a 9 plus 4. I've got a 98.75% chance of getting a crystal clear 12, 68% for a 13, 26 for a 14, 5% for a 15, and 0.76% chance of getting a 16. Usually, if you're playing at a competition, oh, yes, if you're gripping the mouse really tight, it can definitely make your hand, your wrist, your joints hurt. It's really good to just try to be as relaxed as you can be. I used to play so tightly gripping my mouse that my hand would fall asleep, and I would still just play through that. But as time has gone on, I've just learned to play a little bit more relaxed. When you start playing in competitions, the scores that are going to really win you a competition, depending on who's competing, a good crystal clear 14 can win you a competition. But if you're really in a tough competition, a 15 or a 16 is what you really need. Um, Once you start sending the rows up, it's entirely up to luck how many more white you're going to get. So you want to do your best to get as much brown and black burned off before you start. That way you've got the best chance of getting as many white pieces as possible. All right, getting at least a 14 here, hopefully a 15 since this next row's got a spice in it, so that's already one piece taken care of. Something you also want to look at when you're at this point in the game is trying to get clear the brown pieces on the bottom, the black pieces on the top, so that you can quickly move the pieces across the board like this. All right, that's a 15. I think it's highly unlikely that my next row is going to be entirely white. That's what it would need to be in order to clear this next row and make it a 16. So I'm just going to not even move my pieces. I'm going to take the win at the 15. And add that to my spreadsheet because I'm a numbers nerd. Another neat trick when you're just thinking about if you want to play this puzzle or not, the only thing you can do before you dismiss is you can burn the first row. The second you start moving pieces, you cannot dismiss or it will destroy your rating. My highest crystal clear ever, I've done it one time, and it's a crystal clear 17. I don't think I've ever seen anybody post a screenshot of a 17 or a video of a 17, so I'm pretty sure that's probably the best it's ever going to get. Yeah, it's about a 30% chance for any of the main colors and a 1% chance for the spice. And then you'll notice each row alternates between 9 pieces or 8 pieces. So that plays a little bit into when you want to try to just decide to switch over to sending the white over. I try to not make that much of a point about it. Would be very funny if second time I've ever hit a 17 is on stream so that I get 2.5 mil. That'd be nice. And an 18, that would just be great to get video proof of the best score ever. Something I didn't mention. That's what it is. Something I didn't mention is you can burn the white pieces if you send a mostly black and brown road down with a white in it. It's not necessarily a bad thing if you burn one, but for every two that you burn, it will spawn a burnt white piece on your left rows that acts like a white piece, but it is negative. If you try to send it up, it will not be a crystal clear. So if you absolutely have to burn one or two, it's okay, but try not to.
I didn't realize I was muted this entire time. For the chat, I was I wasn't muted for you, but I was muted for chat. Um,
Oh,
Mock World. I just spun for you, and you get 100K. So let me know when you're online, and I'll hit you up with that. Hey, Tort. Good.
all right. I need 4 pieces to move over. That's really bad. I'm not going to try that.
A lot of spice.
Yeah, a lot of spice. This is going to be a good score. That's 9 minus 1. In general, spice is going to really make or break the close puzzles in competition. So if you have a really spicy 14 crystal clear, you can beat a not so spicy 15.
The fact that spicy is right contextually here. It's like a spicy 14.
That's a spicy a 14.
It's so funny.
Oh, and I gotta say, when you're puzzling with one of the people an hour or two ago, you played one of the sound effects, the bleh sound effect, and I had a panic attack because a bleh sound effect in puzzle and distilling means you sent up a very bad row.
Yeah. Yep. I took the distilling sounds and I I added a when I'm adding to the sandwich, it like
Oh yeah,
randomly plays a sound to say like yum or bleh or spicy or smooth.
yeah, Nick Bush, Team Cobalt.
Oh, it might not even be a 13, huh?
Yeah, this one is
Well, it isn't.
not not good. I need 4 pieces. Kind of move things around so that it's easier to move the white pieces over if I actually get them. Only 2 of them. Okay, that's a 12. Also, the score here, it says I just got an incredible, but if you did that puzzle in a competition, it would give you an excellent. No idea why that is.
Bisca, am I not eating enough things that are bad for me today? No, it. You don't know that. Loons is planning on donating over the amount that we would hit 10. And I just ate lunch, so that could be like a couple of hours from now, maybe even less.
Trying to think. Billing related. Well, if you get to renown, you would be an expert distiller, and that is a hard commodity in this game. And you can probably make a good bit of from labor badge, assuming you can find a shop. The orders, like this one that's got 88 orders in my more frequented shops.
Do you just have like 10 distilling alts?
On this ocean, I just have two right now with deluxe badges. I would have more if I could for sure find stalls that would pay well and always have orders. But it seems like anytime I find one after a month or two, they just stop placing orders and I have to find a new one.
Mm.
Favorite puzzle just besides just I think like a low stress puzzle that I like is carpentry. Kind of my favorite on ship puzzle. Not as much stress. You don't have a timer always counting down on you, messing around. Um, I used to play Treasure Drop really well, but it's been years since I played that, and I'm a very, very rusty pirate.
No interest in just opening your own distillery?
I don't play frequently enough um, to get the real benefit out of it. Oh, this is one of my little fun, my favorite setups here. And the black all the way across. Ah, low on that one. Okay. 9 full rows minus 1. I'm very superstitious that there's a specific rhythm that you can take. You're getting the new rows in that will make more white here. I'm sure it's not really a thing, but very superstitious about that.
Maybe you could test it by like doing I mean it would take a while, but you could procedurally test it by putting like a CC row in every row when you spawn a new one, and then do the same for all brown and then the same for all black. And
Yeah.
I mean it would take forever to test it.
I I feel like in all likelihood the way this puzzle was programmed that it's as random as it possibly can be. I'm sure they didn't go through the hassle of making it, oh well, if you send a row with 0.75 seconds left to go, then it's going to be more beneficial.
Yeah.
Also, distilling was the first labor puzzle in the game.
Mm.
Oh, that's just cruel. I need 2, I only got 1. Just a 13. Ah, alright. No spice on this starting board. Means I don't have to burn any. That's going to be marginally beneficial for my score. Long ago, I used to think that the speed in which you played the puzzle mattered. Like if you finish a puzzle in 5 minutes versus 4 minutes, that it would give you a better score. Don't really think that that's the case, but I use any effect good to be fast if you're in a competition, so you can get as many puzzles in before the timer runs out. Yes. Um, Once you've gotten as many crystal clears as you can, it's best to just send the final row down as a brown and black row. If you send up a partial white row, it would negatively impact your thing. Because you will notice the little still at the top here. You send white rows, it is nice and clear. If you send ones that aren't fully white, it'll be kind of diluted in color. And obviously, the more crystal clear it is, the better the score. So if you sent like a half white row up at the end, it would dilute the little picture up here. That would probably mean a decrease. Yes, what's up next on the puzzling docket after?
Good question. Um, so another goat geologist is going to do some sailing.
Oh, I love watching geologists.
Me too, dude. And then DGK is going to do some alchemizing.
Nice
Hmm.
to be okay at alchemy.
Uh, no comment. I'm just terrible at all of it. My strengths are in organizing, not playing. How's that?
You're also very entertaining, even if you're not gonna put up the best scores. It's still fun to watch.
I appreciate that. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 11. Okay, and then after geologist hour, we've hit the exact halfway point.
Nice. So if we keep this pace, we'll have $6,000 raised.
Yeah, that'd be great.
What did we do last year?
24. Yeah.
Was last year the most we'd done in a single year?
Yeah, I think it went. I think it went 700, then 4,700, then 20, then 18, then 24.
Nice.
Yeah. But for me, like, every of course you want as much as you can, but I have always been ecstatic that we've been hitting 10 every year. Like that, I'm super good with 10 as a goal. If it's 10 every year, I'll do this until I'm dead. That's a great number.
Okay, gotta get really lucky to get another crystal clear out of the
Yeah,
level
exactly.
set up just to,
Nolan said from a small community, that's a crazy amount. Yeah, we're literally top 15 for specifically St. Jude every year. So,
wow. Oh, time to show off my favorite fun fact. So this puzzle has been played so much that you won't get any skill for it. But if you dismiss and you type anything into chat and you go again, now it counts.
what do you mean now it counts?
So it gave that message that you can play, but you won't get any money and you won't score any labor. But if you dismiss out after you do that and just type anything in chat, I just do /info, and you go back in. Now when I finish this puzzle, I'll get paid and it'll contribute the hours of labor.
And that's just forever.
Yep, that's for every puzzle.
Oh my gosh.
Now, I mean, it won't count if you're out of hours on your labor badge, but I mean, if you play as much as I do and you want to continue to get paid, you can just dismiss, hit info, come back in, and keep getting paid. That tip can also be handy if you're running your own stall and you want to like spam basic labor on a free day. Being able to do that, like distilling, if you just send every single row up you can until it ends to get basic labor, you can max out on basic labor pretty quickly doing it that way, even though the system would try to stop you from getting paid for few after like 10 or whatever. Being able to do that, you can score extra labor. Yeah, I discovered that trick by complete accident. I was playing, I got the message that it wasn't going to count, so I dismissed out and I was talking to somebody and I went back in and all of a sudden that message wasn't there anymore. And then that's how I found it.
Oh, so you think you're the proprietor of this tip, huh?
Well, nobody taught me. I learned on my own.
Well, now you know what to call it, guys. The Steve and Sam. Imagine distilling in 2005 with a trackball mouse. Imagine distilling IRL. Smelly.
One thing I was really considering a long time ago is getting one of those little like artist tablets where you'd have like the little stylus or
Mmm.
whatever. Trying that.
Yeah, like a Wacom tablet and pull that up on the screen.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
At that point in time, I had already been so used to using a mouse that it wouldn't have really mattered. Probably would have made me play worse at that point.
Distilling on the iPad would have been amazing. Did they actually port it to iPad?
I don't think so.
They ported some games because Puzzle Pirates was on the iPad for like 2 years.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah, I used to. I just remember playing poker, like laying on the couch watching TV.
And this right here, this is when spice really gets to be a pain because it's really difficult to have to work around it to get these pieces in on these next couple of rows.
Oh my God, Biscuit, that makes so much sense. I was like, why does my account have an Apple trinket? It was tongue in cheek that you played on an Apple device. Dang it. Should have known. You know, for a game that has basically been abandoned by the people who made it, the people who made it are freaking funny.
Whoa, this is really bad luck. I don't want all these people to start sending up. Ah, my hand.
Yeah, I
When will
bet.
it end? Ah, murder. sweet. Okay, so that is 9 plus 5. 9 plus 5 is. I've never gotten worse than a 12 on a 9 plus 5. Be astronomically bad luck to not get a 12 on a 5. Once you're at the very top end of playing and you're trying to get number 1, uh, 12 is not good enough to move your rank up. You need at least 13.
And because of the way rankings are calculated, you just need to average 13, which just means like the equivalent of like rolling what you want on a d4 like most of the time, right?
Yeah. Or if you've got one of those fancy bots that I've watched videos of that can play the puzzle perfectly, then you don't have to worry about anything.
That'd be nice.
Considering this was a 9 plus 5, I'm a bit disappointed that I'm 13. Can I be so lucky? Nope. And hey, look, I got paid, just like I said I would.
Nice.
Uh-oh. There's much labor. Now there's not. One of the things that kind of bums me out right now is if you look at the current distilling top 10 list, there's a lot of alts on there, and it makes it difficult to break back into it, which I can't be too disappointed in because I used to do the same thing when I played a long time ago, but that's why I'm not on the list right now.
Yeah. When I was playing Obsidian, there was a guy named Ozzy who was going for Ultimate Pirate, and distilling was the last thing he needed to do to get Ultimate Pirate. And I remember sitting in a Discord call with him, and he would be playing like 4 to 6 hours a day, just absolutely grinding. And the top 10 was only 2 people,
Yeah.
and he knew that. He knew that, but like he had to. And he also knew that they were trying. I mean, I guess they weren't actively, personally trying to block him out, but their actions were blocking him out.
Yeah.
I want to say one of them was Rubaduck. Does that sound right? Is that a distiller?
They played when I was gone. I stopped playing the game for 7 years or so. Only really picked it up once well, a little bit before the St. Jude stream was brought to my attention.
Hey, Logan. Yeah, doing good, doing good. Life's good.
Yeah, I played on Periwinkle, don't you know? The dev only ocean.
That might be where I know Rubaduck, Fable, because I mained ice for like 2 years of my life.
I remember when Nemesis used to host a poker day on ice and had
Hmm.
helpers on there with the sole intention of taking money off of people from poker so they have to play the other puzzles.
Yep.
I was one of the helpers. Okay, let's go on a reconnaissance mission, see if I can rescue this lone black piece. All right, so I theoretically could have moved this entire row over if I was perfect, but I'm happy enough with 9 full right white.
Mm.
Yeah. How many Ocean Masters are there now?
So there's Hera, there's Cronus. I think Atropos is still around. There's Clotho, and there's Nemesis. And then there's Forculus. And I think that's it.
Any of the developers still around?
Just Forculus.
Okay. Remember Cephalopod and
Mm-hmm.
Egghead,
Demeter? Oh yeah,
Ray.
maybe Demeter.
Oh,
When did I main ice? I was literally in high school, so like 2008, 2009.
oh, Jazz. I know you played poker a lot and made lots of money. Did you know one of the people who frequently played poker on my ocean played in the World Series of Poker main event and took like 12th place?
Is it YouTube or Fury Genesis?
Stupid Head was his name on Puzzle Pirate.
Hmm. I wonder if we're talking about the same person because the biggest donor every year is currently playing in the World Series of Poker right now.
This guy doesn't play in it anymore. I think it was kind of a one-time thing, but
Hmm.
I, he lives up in Canada, so the cash poker websites aren't blocked for him there like they are in America.
Hmm.
He used to host basically a World Series of Poker on Cerulean and Cobalt, where it was a 10,000 po buy-in, and if you won the satellite, then you got invited to the main event, and the winner of the main event got like 5 million.
That's fun. I did a poker tournament um in the past, but it's kind of insanely difficult to keep people from buying in and like coercing.
Yeah. Yep.
Like I literally asked people to send me pictures of themselves on Discord to like verify that they were their own human being.
Yeah.
And it pissed people off, like most things do.
Cobalt was where it was at, man. I started playing in August of 2005, so Cobalt was relatively new at that point. I made significant use of the subscription via doubloons option, so I didn't pay any cash. I would just earn PO on the doubloon oceans, give 42 of the doubloons to the game to subscription for the month.
Mm-hmm. Dubscribe.
Now that Cerulean is basically dead, it's kind of unfortunate. I have to play here.
Hmm.
My valuable stuff is on. Usually, when I'm down to just 2 pieces left once this row burns, I'm good enough to just start sending up. I'll see. if there's a good enough row coming. Ah, there's not. Okay. 9 full rows plus 2 extra white. Very good start. Yeah, I remember running a lot of very fun events on the Brilliant and Cobalt Ocean. Price is Right was fun. That was like my first like event that I ran a bunch.
That's fun. I didn't know you did any of that.
Uh, many moons.
I've done. I tried to do Family Feud, but getting 100 opinions via like Google survey was kind of
Yeah,
difficult.
I tried that as well. Very difficult to I was able to get enough survey results, but the problem was the people that answered the survey are the ones that are playing, so they know, well, me and my 5 friends all said this, so I know it's going to be on the answers.
Yep, exactly. And then Deal or No Deal is fun.
Oh yeah, I remember Piplicus ran that booty or no booty.
Oh, nice.
He got super amount of support from the Ocean Masters for that. They would give away golden tickets that were your opportunity to play. Whoever got to play after the chests were open would be a round of offers from people in the crowd where the person who was playing could take whatever the high offer is to basically let the person in the crowd take over. I spent so much buying people out of their seats once they were there. I don't think I ever got a familiar out of it, but I did get a few fun prizes.
Hmm.
That was loads of fun. I still have an uninscribed gold ribbon on either this ocean or Meridian that was intended for booty or no booty. I think I have a white named pirate on all of the oceans for that still that they didn't take away because I haven't shown it off.
You have a what?
A white named uh pirate instead of yellow or pink or whatever. Uh,
What?
it's what they would use for certain events. So like when Hiplicus hosted Booty or No Booty, his pirate name was No Booty and it was in white instead of yellow or whatever. So he looks kind of like a bot or an non-player character or whatever. Have to
I
see if
had
I can
no
find
idea
that.
that was even possible.
Yeah.
That's cool. Sometimes when I was doing like parties in my inn back when I owned an inn, the Ocean Masters would come on and log in as the Brigand Kings.
Oh yeah. I remember one of the attempts to beat El Polo Diablo. Um, they got 159 people on a Grand Frig to fight it, and the Ocean Master showed up on the skeleton side. That was one of those great like community events where 159 people got together just so they could say they beat El Polo Diablo. And then after that, they bumped the crew of El Polo Diablo from 100 up to 159, so now it's basically unbeatable. And like, good luck finding 159 people at the same time to do something on this game now.
And not to mention 159 people who like wouldn't straight line because they're actually people.
Yeah, I don't like this part. Gonna leave that white there in case I can't finish this row. Okay, that's a bad 9 minus. Looks like this is about my last puzzle then, yep.
Yeah.
1255.
Yes, the Brigand Kings are coming. So is your name Steven or Sam?
My name is Stephen.
So where did Sam come from?
Um, it's an acronym of my full name.
Ah, I see.
All right, well, thanks for joining me for a lovely hour of distilling, and good luck to geologists making everyone's minds blown next.
Yes, 2 hours straight of that. Woo! All right. Thank you, Steven. Have a great day, bud.
Ew.
For the flame.